What's going on YouTube? This is what Josh do, and we have a super exciting video because we have two products from Iceco. They go together. You do purchase them separately. This is going to be the battery to power this cooler. So let's definitely get started with the cooler, and it is very well packaged. It's got like a plastic around it, and then it's got like some more stuff. Dude, like this is a beast. This is the VL35ProS. This is a newer model, one of their newest, but not brand new. Alrighty, so let's open up the box, because this is just a box inside. Nope, this is not a box inside a box. And it has a picture of the box. It says cooler than a cooler. This side up, do not drop. Keep the fridge upright for at least 6 hours to avoid issues, because it does have a compressor, and you don't want that compressor to be sideways or upside down or something. So this was dropped off before my shift started at work, and it's been upright for more than 8 hours now, so we have no issues. Okay, so this thing is very well protected. Oh my gosh. I wish another company would have done this, then my cooler wouldn't have arrived damaged. Less likely for this cooler to arrive damaged, because it's packaged much better. All right. Not too heavy. Okay. I was not aware that this lifted up. That's funny. So those straps keep the box together, apparently. Now, full disclosure, Iceco did reach out to me. They did ask if they could send me this, and I said, sure, why not? Because there's some really cool things about this one that's different from any other cooler that I have. First and foremost, the way it opens. So it opens like this. If you have it in your car, your passengers can open it up. If you have it, like, say, in the rear driver's seat, then you can open it this way. You can open it from either side. But that's not even the best part. The best part is this comes off, and you can just get to everything really easily. This is fantastic. We have lights when we open it up. We've got a box inside it, and then you just put the lid back on, and it pops on. Like, it's super simple. You've got some nice big handles that can be unscrewed if you don't ever plan on using the handles, and you need like the little bit of tiny extra room in your vehicle, like to have it up against something. These can be removed. Taking a look at the goodies box, we have an instruction manual. We have some like corners or feet or something. We have, is that an extra handle? Okay, definitely did not expect that. And then some tools to remove said handle. All right. Oh, these are replacement bump. Oh, okay. That's super cool. So far, this is awesome. This is my first Iceco fridge. Or should I say freezer? It's called a freezer, but you can use it as a fridge. So this is also another first for me. The AC fridge only requires a simple cable. The same cable you would plug into a monitor, for example, or the back of your power supply on your desktop, or to most current power stations today that don't need an AC brick. It's just this cable. If you lose this cable, you can literally go to Walmart and spend $5 on another one. That's fantastic. That's a first. And then we have the DC plug, which, I mean, DC fridge, DC plug, that's gonna be the best way to power this thing. But if you wanna pre-cool it inside your house, for me, this is the best option. Then when I need to get where I'm going, I plug it into the DC. So we're gonna power it with this battery. So let's go ahead, finish like showing you this. Like there's some stuff here, like we've got a plug, some more plugs, display. We've got some more stuff to go over with this thing. But for now, we're gonna take out this battery. This is the Iceco IDE043250CQ. I'll have a link to this in the description below, but basically it's gonna enable you to use your cooler as a portable cooler that doesn't need another power source. It just has a battery. So the exciting thing is some vehicles, when you plug it into your DC outlet, when you cut the vehicle off, you lose your DC power. Well, with this exciting thing, you can connect your car's DC port to this and have this going to this. So when your car turns off, this thing picks up and uses the battery in here to power your cooler. So we have an instruction booklet, and then we have some stuff in here. They package everything so well. Oh my gosh. All right, so we've got this big unit here. It's basically just a brick that has a battery in it. So it says it's lithium ion power pack, 17,400 mAh at 14.4 volts for 250 watt hours. Input is 100 watts max, 12 volts to 30 volts. And then output's 13.3 volts at 10 amps. And then your USB-A is gonna do 5 volts, 2.4 amps. And then your Type-C output's gonna do 5 volts, 3 amps. So I wish the Type-C would have been input as well. Maybe the next version of this battery, you'll be able to charge it using Type-C. That'd be fantastic. And in here we've got some more stuff. Oh my word. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. This is gonna use a power brick to charge up this thing. This cooler has it built into it. So that's super exciting. And then you also have this to DC power the fridge, or this battery. So you would plug this into your car, and then you'd plug in this to here, and then plug in this to the fridge, which there's 2 spots to power this thing. That's awesome. Just plug it into the fridge. And then let's charge this battery up. I'm gonna use the AC adapter because we're in an apartment and I've got my power thing here. So it's got this thing that says scan the QR code for the app. We're definitely gonna download the app because that's one of the huge advantages to this unit, as you can have the app going in your car while this is in your trunk, and you can see exactly what the temperatures are and set the temperatures, and it's just super cool. All right, so let's give the power here to this guy. We get a little readout here that says the number for how much of a charge is in this thing. And this little light was green, now it's red. This power supply is branded GVE, that's Golf Victor Echo. It says it's 20 volts at 4.5 amps for 90 watts. Now I don't know how to use it yet, so I held down the button and now the number's on. How do you know if it's getting power? And this could just stick to the side. Look at that. Look at that. It's magnetically stuck, and it's good too. Just sticks to the side. It's not even in the way. It's not something you have to worry about. That's awesome. Urgh. Come on. How much are we pulling from the wall? I'm curious. So I'm gonna power this thing with the plug right here. So we're drawing 88 watts. So this thing is charging at 88 watts right now from the wall. So we're gonna plug in the cooler here, and we're gonna continue going over the cooler. So we've got some ventilation here, the branding. We have a replacement plug for like draining. On this side, we've got all the buttons and everything. We're gonna go over that in better detail. On this, we have another vent branding. All right, so on this side, we have the handle, which is again is removable. So if you wanna lay it flush against something, we've got like some ventilation here. So we have intake and exhaust, and then we have some flaps. So this is gonna be that direct port for the AC. Just plug that in. And then this is gonna be for the DC. So if you wanna plug it into your car or that power brick that you can purchase separately. And then here we have the USB ports. So you get 2 USB-A ports to charge up your phone. The important thing to note with the USB-A ports is you need to be plugged into DC in order for those to work. I guess I should show you inside the fridge. Open it up and we have a basket. You can take this basket out, load it with stuff, and then bring the basket out and put the basket in there. We have a light to shine some light in there. On the lid, we've got the temperatures you need which is super cool because they have it in Fahrenheit and Celsius. So you want water to be at 41, drinks to be at 41, and you want prepared food at 39, meat at 0, seafood at 27. Then also, if you have any errors, you don't need to look at anywhere further. Just open the lid and it'll tell you low battery voltage, motor start, all the different errors that could possibly occur. And then over here, we've got the diagram of the cooler and the compressor, and we have all the voltages and amps and all that good stuff. So there you go, there's that information. All right, now we're gonna get to the exciting part. We've got power button here. Turn it on. Maybe. You don't press it. You hold it. Did something become unplugged? Okay, just gotta hold it long enough. And we've got little lights to tell you what's going on. Eco, if you wanna save some battery power. I prefer always to have it on max all the time. It's just my way of doing things. And we can change the temperature. So I'm gonna set it to like 32 degrees. And we have the, oh, I can feel some air already. All right. And then this is your battery monitor. So if you have this plugged into your car, you don't want your battery so low that your car doesn't start. In its default position that mine came in, that's going to stop the power at a safest voltage. If you want to kind of go in the middle, you can hold down this button, and then that's going to be lowest. You hold it down again, that's the medium. So the cutoff for lowest could be so low that you can't actually start your car. So just be careful with that. And then you hold down this button to get to the eco in the max mode. And then there's some other things you can hold down specific buttons to like fine tune. If you set it to a degree and you realize that the cooler is not that, you can go to the instruction booklet and it'll tell you what buttons to hold down in order to get to that menu. Now I'm gonna download the app on my phone right now. All right, and then for Android, got the Play Store link, takes us to Iceco. So you can do guest mode where you don't have an account, you don't sign in. All right, so I'm gonna click add a device while using the app, allow. So it found it, Iceco freezer. I'm just gonna leave it Iceco since I only have one. All right, that's pretty convenient there. Please select the... All right, and then with the app, we've got it right here. We can change this to Eco. And as you can see, it changed right there. We can change it back to max. We can set the temperature all the way down to 0. And it's currently 73 degrees inside the cooler. So yeah, I'll just keep it on 0. You can press the plus button, or you can press the minus button, or you can just drag it. So you can go all the way to 50 to 0. And we have more settings. You can change the battery protection, which it shows you a graph to be safe. So 1 bar, it's going to cut off at 9.6 volts. 2 bars, it's going to cut off at 10.4. And with 3 bars, it's going to cut off at 11.1. So that's just the safest thing to go there. You can change the picture of the unit. I can share it with another person. Pretty simple stuff there. So, okay. So if I click refrigeration, it's going to automatically go to 39 degrees. And if I choose freezing, it's going to go to 0. That's pretty cool. That's, yeah, that's freaking awesome. And then we can just have this sitting on our dashboard in our car, like on our phone mount or whatever. And we can quickly see what the temperature is. And if it's still powered on, we can just get all that important good info there. It's 11:21, almost my bedtime. Gotta get up in the morning, and we'll see where we're at. That battery should be fully charged, and we'll play with that battery and see how long it'll power this thing. And I'll see you guys in just a moment. Alrighty, so cool thing is we can open it from either side, and this thing can hold a lot of liquids and foods and things. So we have cans on the bottom. So 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. So that's 40 cans in this orientation right here. And then some waters here. And then there's just a few more waters in there. So this thing can hold over 40 cans easily. And then you can fit several more here with one bin this way. All right, so we're gonna finish up this video. We got the Iceco cooler. We're gonna put it in the back seat of our car. And we're gonna see what it looks like in the back seat. Alrighty, so we got it in the back seat. Well, this isn't the best way to put it because you've got your ventilation here and the other side. And then you have your ventilation there where all your controls and buttons are and stuff. So ideally you take this side and have it there. With most coolers, you have to either accept that they're blocked, spin it around, and only be able to access it from one side. So for example, I want my passengers to be able to reach in there and grab something. So I have to think, okay, the door opens this way, the vent's on this side. All right, so I'll just move it to that seat over there. Then I can open it from the inside and the vents are not being blocked. Well, with this one, since you can open it from either way, it doesn't matter. So we're now gonna flip this thing around where the vents aren't being blocked by the seat. And also on this side, there's the DC input. That's the only thing on that side, which is great. So everything on this side, the controls, the ventilation, and this is what I'm talking about. So ventilation, and we got the DC, the AC, USB, all the controls and everything. And then we have our like intake and exhaust here. So, and there we have it. This is the ideal configuration for my use case, for my setup. So I can open it from outside the vehicle, or from inside the vehicle, I can open it and access my drinks. That's so freaking huge. That's massive. And then if I needed to make a tiny bit more room, I could remove this little handle here. So now I've got plenty of room for the intake and exhaust. Oh, and it's getting some nice little AC right here. So that's pretty cool. You can have it the way you want it because it opens from either side. I'm so tickled by that. I can't get over that. And then, you know, if you're gonna be in here for a minute and you've got your food and stuff in here, you can just take the lid off of the darn thing. All right, and now we're gonna hook this thing up and give it some power. Oh, okay, that's the only downside so far. For my car, for this thing, let's see if we can scooch it over. Okay, so we can make that work. It's just a close. It's almost too big for this car, but it's not. It's great. So we've got our power. One of these cables is gonna provide power to this power bank when we're traveling, and the other one is going to power the fridge. So let's connect everything. Alrighty, so now we're gonna press this little button. We're gonna give power to the fridge. The little light came on, and now the lights are on down here, and everything's working as it should. And our battery is at 100%. And we know through testing that this thing will last about a full shift, depending on the outside conditions. If you keep this in a car with the car off, it's gonna get super hot in the car, and it's not gonna last as long for sure as if you have it in an office at work and you have it temperature controlled. And I can take this battery and relocate it to the other side, but I have it here for demonstration purposes. Well, what if we're driving and we want this thing to remain charged? Let's go ahead and move over to the front seat, because the cable I have to power it's kind of short, but the cable to the fridge is kind of long. So let's move over to the front seat. Due to how long the fridge is, I am sitting a little bit closer than I would like to my pedals and my steering wheel, but it's not so bad that I wouldn't be able to still drive my car. Also, I can move it the other way, which we'll demonstrate here in just a moment. All right, we have it up here because the cable is long for here, but the cable that I have to power this thing is kind of short. Unfortunately, this car only has one cigarette lighter, so I need to unplug my dash cam and plug in the thing here. I could get a splitter and split it, or I could hardwire my dash cam, or find another way to power it. But so now that this thing is powering our fridge and we don't want this thing to die while we're driving, boom, now that's charging using our cigarette lighter, and we don't have to worry about the refrigerator using the battery because it's using the DC from the car. And then when we turn the car off, it's still running the refrigerator off of this battery. And then when we need to drive somewhere, we just simply start the car, and now it's back to charging this thing. And I can just take this and tuck it like under the seat or something out of the way. And in this situation, I could definitely use that extra room and remove that handle to get just a little bit more feet room, which right now it's not impossible. I could live with that. But if I were actually going somewhere and using this, I would definitely remove that handle to get that little bit more leg room, just to be a little bit more comfortable. And then alternatively, we could just move the seat forward and have it like that. And now our seat can go back as far as we want it. So back here, we can see that, you know, it's currently on, and we can open the lid and get our drinks out. So that's awesome. We do lose that space here that we could fit like a small child or passenger or animal or storage or something, but we do gain a lot of room here. So, you know, you gotta pick and choose, or just get a smaller fridge, you know? Now, will it fit in the trunk of my car? I'm certain it will. I just gotta angle it. Well, would you look at that? We got a Forte GT, not that that matters. I think all the trunks are the same, but yeah, it fits, and we can get our stuff in and out of there. We got plenty of room to open and close it. And also, say we didn't have enough room to open and close it, we can easily just remove the whole top and have all the room in the world to get in there. All right, now let's get some power back here to this thing. I wish I had a cigarette lighter back here. That would make things so much nicer. That cable that it comes with is so long. I have that thing in the front still, and it's going all the way back here through the seat, and it comes out here, and there we go. We have the cable. And the cool thing is we can plug it in on this side, or we can come back here and plug it in down there. We have choices. All right, and this is one of the biggest selling points of this fridge right here, specifically this model. So we've got it powered right now. The light's on, the compressor's running, it's getting it to temperature. It's currently being powered by the power bank here, and the power bank's currently being charged by the car cigarette lighter, because we do have the engine running. So we're on a road trip, and we want to know how the unit back there is doing, but we can't see anything. That is absolutely not a problem, because we have the app and we have Bluetooth. And I don't have a little car sticky thingy, but if you did, you could just keep it up here and you can see. And we have the temperature set, so we can change it to whatever we want. And we can see that it's 54 degrees in there right now because we had it powered off for a while, and now it's getting it to the temperature. But we can remotely monitor what this thing is doing in the trunk of our vehicle. And then I'm gonna turn the car off right now. It's still running. It's still doing its thing. In fact, I can hear it very quietly in the back in my trunk. But I'm able to remotely monitor it because it's still being powered with this guy right here. That's freaking awesome. And we can change it to eco, or we could change it to freezer, switch back to refrigerator. I like it to be a little bit colder than 39, so I'll change it to like 36. And then I can literally turn the whole unit off from right here. I just heard it turn off. Oh, it just turned right back on because it got power. But this is super cool. This refrigerator is awesome. Thank you, Iceco, for reaching out and sending this over for review. I did not pay for this unit or the battery. It was provided to me for free in exchange for making this video, but I'm not being paid to make this video. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. I'm most active on my YouTube community page. Just go to my channel and click posts, and you'll see what I'm up to. This is What Would Josh Do, and I'm out. Oh yeah, I could literally power my dash cam with USB right here using this thing. And since I'm taking away my cigarette lighter port, just get a USB cable and plug it in there, and then my dash cam will have power. Even when I'm not driving, because this car doesn't provide power when the car's off. So my dash cam only powers when the car's on. But if I change it over to just USB for the power input to the dash cam, I can just use that battery. All right, this is What Would Josh Do, and I'm out.